Hey, and we're live. Freeform Friday marks message. You out of here. Hey, Mark Assard here. Mark's message Friday, July 31st. And that's right, that's me behind the mask. Just want to say hello to everybody. It's Freeform Friday. The umpire strikes back. And, we're in a 3-2 count. Always on a Friday, man. Wishing everybody a very successful remaining day going into the weekend, propelling ourselves. Just want to tell everybody I appreciate you. I respect you. I love you. Thank you for all your comments, your assistance. Thank you for keeping me motivated and pushing forward. Obviously, I am hailing from Peachtree Corners, and I will say it is the peachiest place on the planet. And with that, I'll give my shout outs to Grow Live Nation, as well as emerging sales winners, the diehards. Also, I have to thank Chris Rash, man, for his wisdom, infamous wisdom throughout the week. I appreciate it, Chris, on those text messages you send me, voice messages. And I'm going to send out a special thank you to my main man, JR. Yes, the gift came. Thank you so much. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but eventually they'll all find out, right? So what we're talking about here today, and I'm going to make this quick, simple, and to the point. What's holding you back? What's holding you back from doing what you really want to do? Does anybody ever have difficulty with that? Does anybody ever struggle with that? Anybody ever think about it? In terms of, what truly is holding you back here. And it's I don't know, it could be something you want to do in your house, fixing it up. What's holding you back? It could be learning a new skill, could be taking a course online. There's a lot of things out there. Could be, you and your spouse, lack of communication. Could be, you and your business not doing so well, or maybe you didn't have such a hot week. And I think sometimes, when I thought about, what's holding you back, I heard something earlier today. One gentleman, Rob Cornelis, I believe his name was, on a live mentioned about pride. And I think that's awesome topic to talk about. I think pride holds us all back. I think sometimes self-doubt, we put ourselves down. We don't think we're good enough. We're not young enough. We're too old. We're too this. We're too that. We should retire. We should act our age. And I refuse to. I don't want to grow up. I want to keep growing and developing. So that's where I'm coming from. So you're stuck with me. And I don't know if people struggle with that out there in terms of, what other people think of you. I think when you go through certain things in life, and I know my father stressed this time and time again, he lived to be a ripe old age of 95, but oh, wisdom, 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 let us be attentive. And here we have, hey, Pat, thanks for hopping in. Doubt and fear, self-judgment are three biggies. Thank you so much, Pat. Now, this brother right here, you talk about wit, wisdom. He's a comedy hour encapsulated all into one, but what he's talking about is true. And we doubt ourselves. I remember the first time, I umpired. I didn't know if I could do it. Well, found out I could. And how do you develop and become proficient at something? You just got to keep working at it and keep knocking at it, and little by little, inch by inch. And I think sometimes, and I'm sure Pat will agree, we don't forgive ourselves. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to struggle. It's going to happen. But don't put yourself down if you're trying to better yourself or move in a positive direction. That's why we're here on this earth, to do great things. We're not here just to get by. It's not a dress rehearsal. And, when you reach my age, you really start looking at it that way. Like, how much time do I have here? And what's really important to me? And writing your goals, your objectives, looking at your family, your business, how do I interact with other people? You know, excuse me, do I act like a jackass out in public? Am I someone that, my children look up to, respect? My coworkers, and all these things, people like will look at you and judge you, and like you go for a job interview. You ever think about this one? And I'm going to get my high horse on this. Why the hell do they need to know your ethnicity? Whether you served in the military. um it could go on and on and on, but they ask these, to me, dumbass questions. What does it matter? you know just look at the person, communicate with the person. Stop trying to put people in a box. Man, that drives me up the wall. And I think sometimes subconsciously we do it. We don't mean to, but just be open to people, man. It's not that big a deal. And I never understood that concept, other than perhaps maybe that's what the government wants to see out there. If you're hiring this one, that one, in between one, and I understand that. I know at one time, there were things that they need to be regulated. I get all that, but aren't we past that now? And it gets back to what's holding you back. Oh, gee, should I do this? Or like Pat put that comment up there, doubt and fear and self judgment are three biggies. Okay, so someone may say, well, who the hell's Pat Hazel? Well, go check him out. You'll figure it out. But anyway, he has an opinion, and I respect that opinion. Now, that doesn't mean Pat and I, yeah, good job, Pat. I'm going to share you this one. Progress comes from taking risk and making judgments. Excellent point. Here's something else he threw at us. This is another deep thinking brother right here. We worry about people judging us because we know how we judge others. Amen to that. And that is the hardest thing sometimes, even for me, not to be judgmental of my sons that are now young men, my wife, my friends, brother, sister, and I know they judge me as well. You try not to do that, but man, it is a hard thing not to do, is judge somebody. Um, First thing you do, like, okay, when you walk up, and I'm going to tell you straight up, because tomorrow I'll be umpiring 4 games. When I walk up there to that plate, my uniform has to look crisp. My shoes have got to be shined. This is one of my hats. Everything's got to be in line. Because if it's not, when I'm walking up there with my mask in my hand, I'm already being prejudged by the coaches, by the players, and by the fans. And they're looking at me saying, does this guy, come across like he will earn my respect? Not so much demand or command it. Eventually, I'll command it throughout the game, but they're going to look at those things. And, you do get judged. But getting back to that about people's opinion, and thank you, Pat, so much. And feel free to throw some more at us, because I love what you preach, my man. But I can't worry about someone else's opinion. Like, if you want to do something, then damn it, do it. Don't worry about what people are going to think. And this is the bottom line with me. Other people don't pay my bills. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Other people, friends, neighbors, whoever, they don't pay my bills. They don't take care of my family. They don't take care of me. So why do I get all enthralled about what other people think? I just can't anymore. And I think you reach a point in your age, you become sick and tired of sick and tired. And when I hear all these crazy comments out there, I mean, I'm quiet. I don't say a whole lot. And other people are sensitive about that. And I can appreciate that, you know, and I know it's hard for some. And they do worry what others think, or they try and please everybody. That's another thing. Why do we always worry about trying to please everybody? It's not going to happen. My first phone call today, I didn't please that person, and they just kind of slam dunked me and told me, get off the phone. So, I let it go. And hey, here's a comment by Joe DeFlavis. It's a long time since I've seen you, my Trey Joe brother. Only one person can judge me, and that's the day I die, and I'm standing at the pearly gates. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. That's one way of looking at it. You know, when you leave here, and Ken Walls the other night when he was mentoring me, teaching me, and that was a real teaching moment for me. Uh, he stated when you move on, when you die, the life leaves you. Now, if you've ever watched somebody die, and I have, uh, it's kind of a unique experience. And it is true. When they go, all that energy just zoop out of the room. So the person laying in that bed is not really the person you once knew. They have moved on. And I heard a neat thing. A rabbi said that when you're living, you're living, and when you die, you die. So, you know, people want to always know when you die, is there life after death? And he more or less said, well, no, because your spirit continues to live. And that's kind of a unique way to look at it. So I just thought I'd share that. Joe, it is so good to hear from you, my man. I hope you're doing well. I think you ventured onward into another position, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Pat Hazel, I run to beat my own best time every day. Thank you, Pat. That is something my dad preached to me about. Compete with yourself and stop trying to compare yourself to the Joneses. It's okay to use that as a measuring stick, a tool, a guide, but don't try and compete with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, because on the outside they may look good, smell good, and look like they got everything rocking and rolling, and they may have a horrible family life, professional life, personal life. You don't know. And what always glitters is not gold, as they say. And I love that, Pat, that you feel that way, because you and I are on the same wavelength there. Because you just can't do it. And it's good to use things as a guide or a gauge and say, hey, this is where I'm shooting to do this, and that's cool. But to constantly compete against somebody 24/7, one-upmanship, just work at being the best you can be and develop you, and people will appreciate you. As an umpire, you've been masking up way ahead of the others. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. You, yeah, you can hide behind this for a certain amount of time, Pat. You're right. But eventually, you got to take the bad boy off. That's a great point. And tomorrow, that's going to happen. How many of y'all think I'm going to get yelled at tomorrow, right? A ball, a strike, out, safe. Do you think it's going to happen? It's going to happen. Think I'm going to get hit tomorrow? Now, I'm going to be dealing with 15, 14-year-olds. So, yeah, I'm going to get whacked. It's going to happen. And Joe, adopt my attitude. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay. F them, upset. No one pays my bills, could care less what people think about me or how I live my life. Okay. Okay. That's cool. Hey, that's cool, Joe. I get it. Outstanding. But no, these are all great points. And that's what I guess I'm getting at with here on this Friday. I'm kind of being reflective and looking back at the week. And here's I gotta put it up here. I'm afraid. And yes, Mark, lab them out the trade show. I got you. I hear you. Hey, now live events, and Joe and I can share something with you. I have worked with this gentleman at a company, and I ain't going to mention names, in various companies, but live events has really taken a hit in the trade show perspective. My former boss, after 20 some odd years, and other people after 32 years, I feel for those people. They've kind of thrown them out to dry. Oh my God, what's up, kick ass? And Chris Rosh, this brother here, bandana wearing, badass looking. Chris, the other day I watched you on your live, my man. You were showing guns. Yeah, You said you were like, I don't know if you're working out. You might have been with your son, had to take a quick shower. And if you ever see this guy, man, he does this every morning. He has these walk and talk deals with his dog, Ozzy, and he's bestowing wisdom, knowledge on all of us. Chris, it's so good to see you here tonight. Thank you for hopping on board. What else we got here? Oh, great to see you live at this time. I'm about to go live myself. I figured you were. This man is Mr. West Coast. Chris does a fabulous job, man. He's a great coach, uh, a great friend, and he'll keep you straight. Back at you, man. You rock. I'm just trying to be, somebody out there, man. But you're the real master blaster. Thank you again, Chris. Appreciate it for hopping on board. You know, love you, man. Love you. I have to check out your show when I finish this up. But anyway, guys, getting back to that, what's holding you back and worrying about what other people think? Pat touched on some great subject matter. Joe did. Chris hopped on board here. I mean, these are all things that I used to really worry about it and stress about it. And I guess it was when, I had certain jobs or whatever. Okay, he says, "Thank you, brother. I'm so blessed by great folks like you." Well, thank you, man. Back at you, brother. You're a great man. And see, I'm not judging the way this guy looks. I think it's cool. He's got a brand, an image, and that is Chris, man. And don't change. Wishing you continued success, Mark. I have faces to feed. Thank you, my man. Hey, sometime I'll have to tell you about not Austin, but down there in Dallas, Fort Worth, when I watched my older son who played collegiate baseball in a collegiate travel league, how hot it could really be down there, Pat. I didn't realize 100 was a cool day down there. Anyway, thank you so much again, Pat, for everything you do and your comments this evening. So with that, I'm going to kind of wind this bad boy up, folks. I don't want Gina, my wife, screaming at me because I know she and my son went to get some things for us to partake of it, known as food. You have to do that every now and then, and I have to get ready for tomorrow. But all my point was about don't let other people or other things hold you back. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself, and most important of all, hang out with people like Pat, Chris. Go check them out. Chris has a fabulous a live show and a daily event where he's out there walking Facebook. Pat does things, man. The guy should be stand up. He's really cool, and check these guys out and use it as a reference point. There's other things out there you could go to. Gittimer has his daily thing on Facebook. Jeffrey Gittimer, Facebook Live, 9:59. Ken Walls is always out there doing things, and man, he is a master teacher. I watched him today interview, and the guy is just impeccable, man. He is resilient with how he is just so methodical, and he interviews and he just keeps coming and coming and coming. And that's why Ken has and is doing what he's doing, man. He's consistent. And I guess that's my message to everybody. Consistency. Stop worrying about what others think. Do what you got to do, and take care of you first, and then everything's going to work out. Have a plan, write it out. I didn't believe all that stuff, but it does work. I'm sure Pat would agree, Chris would agree. You got to sit down and really think, why am I here? Who am I? What's my purpose? Why am I doing this job? Why am I making these calls? Why do I go to work every day? Should I be doing something different? Why don't I have a podcast? What's holding me back from that? We could go on and on and on. But anyway, guys, I'm going to back it on down here because I do. And with that, always, 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 from Peachtree Corners, the peachiest place on the planet, I'm going to send you much success this Friday, propelling into a fabulous weekend. And always, always, always be a leader, be a friend. Most important of all, be a service. And in baseball terms, keep swinging for the fences. And together, we're going to knock it out of the park. I will see you Monday. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody.